This is Brett T. Evans with Truck Trend Magazine. We're going to do some off-roading in this beauty, the Legacy Classic Trucks, NAPCO Chevrolet. Driving that machine is the company's founder, Winslow Bent. He's a really cool dude. We're going to go jump in with him and see how this thing wheels. Sorry, the shaky video. There we go. Look at that articulation. Check out that leather.
All right, so let's go back down this hill. I'm just gonna pop it in second and she'll just billy goat down the whole way. You have to touch the brake pedal, you're doing it the wrong way. You're in the wrong gear. It's so funny, I'm more worried about the chaparral than I am about the huge rocks.
Chris, this is This is just above Ojai, California. You're right, it's a beautiful view. It's amazing.
Really fun mountain bike trail down there called the Gridley Trail. 16 miles from here to the top of the mountain, and then you get up to the top and turn around and you can just bomb it back to town. Wow, cool, really fun.
Varun Singh, this is a Legacy Classic Trucks NAPCO Chevrolet 4x4. What year is it?
1957.
This particular one's a 57. Winslow is rocking the classic 5-speed transmission. A twin stick transfer case.
5.3 liter Vortec, or 327 as they call it. It's a GM truck motor, tuned to about 350 horse, 350 foot-pounds of torque. Just perfect little setup for a light truck like this.
Yeah, we had it on road earlier, and it moves. It's a fun truck. Around town, it's great, and then obviously off road, it's just stellar.
That shift was fun.
Varun, we are in Ojai, California, just above Ojai.
The tech in here you could possibly need. You can't really tell because everything looks totally original. But there's a 900 watt 8-speaker stereo system, Bluetooth so you can talk on your phone, XM radio. Everything's paired through your phone so you can do navigation turn by turn. It's got air conditioning, heat, defrost, modern wipers, modern lighting. 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain warranty, lifetime warranty on the paint, and a 1-year manufacturer's bumper to bumper warranty on all the assemblies in the truck. So be it a hand-built custom vehicle, you're actually getting the kind of reliability you'd expect from an OEM.
Mr. V-Doc. This is actually this is a NAPCO Chevy. This isn't a Jeep, although Legacy Classic Trucks does do pretty cool Jeep Scrambler that is just as good off-road and on the trail as this machine is, if not better. Jason wants to know what size tires you've got on this machine.
We are running 285 70/17, which is about a 33 to 34 inch Toyo RT. It's the new tire that Toyo just put out, and they're awesome for rough terrain.
I'm a good all-around tire, yeah.
Yeah, not too noisy on the road, and then they hook up off-road. It's a 33 inch Toyo RT.
It's kind of hard to say exactly how much lift because this is a pretty custom truck, but what would you say? Well, no, you mentioned earlier what kind of suspension travel it had. Why don't you let them know?
Yeah, it's got 10 inches of front suspension travel and 11 inches in the rear, and that's from leaf springs. We've got massive King shocks on all four corners, King bump stops, sway bars. So this thing is set up to go head-to-head with the Ford Raptor any day of the week. Bring me your Raptor.
He's really not kidding. I mean, it's so good off-road. You know, you saw earlier how he got crossed up in that little ditch running down the middle of the trail, and it was, you know, all four tires on the road almost the entire time. You know, it was barely any. You know, that rear wheel didn't pop up very high, didn't pop up very much, and it got back down on the road pretty quick. So it's, you know, it's just tons and tons and tons that this truck has going for it.
I would say it's probably about 6 inches of suspension lift over stock, would be my guess. If you look at an original NAPCO truck, it probably sits the same height as an original NAPCO Chevrolet did. They just get jacked up because you move the axles underneath the leaf springs rather than on top.
Gotcha. We'll show you in a minute once we get back down into the kind of into the valley. We'll show you what the truck actually looks like, and it does. You know, take whatever picture you've got. Oh, yeah, give it some minutes.
This is a fun one up here. This is where you see the suspension. Check this out. Here's this big hard hit right here. Nothing. That's the bump stops.
Here we are. It's our long-term frontier. Sorry guys, sorry about that. Oh, windows down and everything. Oh. Let's see the outside of this machine. You're cleaning your interior out for a few days.
No, I wouldn't worry about that. Where'd you coming? How'd you do?
Oh, it was brilliant. It was great off-road.
Yeah. Good. That's fair.
So as you can see, this is very much like a, you know, stands very similar to a regular Chevy NAPCO 4x4. The NAPCO was a dealer installed option on these Chevys of the late 50s. But this is just so much better.
Hey Bill, how you doing? Good, how are you?
We'll show you some details.
We got attacked by dust.
So this is a prototype. It's going to be even nicer in the production. You know, once he actually goes into production, this is going to be even nicer and even better put together. As it is, it's very, very well done. This particular example has reproduction body panel. So this is an all-new truck. He was telling us earlier that the only parts on this truck that are actually from the 1950s are the interior ashtray and the studs for the sun visors. But just check out this interior. Just look at this interior. So this is a custom proprietary leather that's exclusive to these guys. It's got some suede inserts, really, really nice suede inserts. This color is just beautiful. And the headliner is matching suede as well. And you already saw those sun visors matching suede. Then, like he said, it's got vintage air conditioning system, and this head unit right here is actually a Bluetooth head unit. So you can do everything you can from your phone, you can just do right in the head unit as well. It also has XM satellite radio and just everything you could possibly need. Windows up, you know, air conditioning works just like it would on any modern car. Windows down and you get that classic, you know, classic truck feel. And this is a big rear window truck too, so there's no blind spots at all. This is just a fun truck to drive. This is just absolutely fantastic. And then let me show you these. These are the 2.5-inch King remote reservoir racing shocks with the King, like kind of their trademark bump stops. Really nice progressive rate, progressive travel. You know, you get really soft initial inputs, but then they firm up pretty nicely to kind of keep you from bottoming out. You've got King 2 inches up front, and then King, sorry, 2.5 inches up front and 2 inches in the rear. There's that remote. There's Winslow's natural habitat. We've got Dynatrac front and rear axles.
Yep.
And
this is the Borla C7 Corvette exhaust. You can see the little actuators that open and close in there when you're driving it.
Yeah. Dual mode exhaust. And then, why don't you tell us about this bed as well, this bed floor?
So that's a African sapelli wood. It's a marine grade mahogany, and we use marine grade wood in all of our beds rather than like oak or something, because you don't have to put clear coat on it. Just once every 6 to 12 months, grab yourself a beer and some oil, just oil this thing down with a rag so there's nothing to fail. And over time it's like the seat, it just starts to get more and more texture over time and get that old truck kind of look to it.
Also has a bed-mounted fuel cell, so you don't have to have your fuel tank hanging down underneath you while you're going over rocks. One less thing to go wrong while you're on the trail, which is always a nice thing. If you guys remember, probably about a year ago, we drove the Legacy Classic Trucks Power Wagon. Winslow, why don't you kind of explain the difference in personality between those two trucks?
Well, the Power Wagon has this really serious demeanor to it. We're talking a 7,000-pound truck, 40-inch tires, turbo diesel, just a big, nasty piece of machinery. And the idea of this one was to do something that weighs half as much. This is more playful. You can throw it around in corners. You can park it anywhere. It fits in a normal garage. So this is more of our sport truck, if you will.
Chris, just to let you know, this gas tank, actually, they are working on this is just the prototype truck, and for the production, you know, the truck that they actually deliver to customers, it is going to have a toolbox.
This will be a fuel and tools, so the bottom will be 25 gallons of fuel, and the top will open up and store all your tools, and then a high lift jack will mount on the front of the whole assembly. A really nice package, and it'll fit in any classic truck, as well as things with smaller beds like Tacomas and smaller pickups. So you could use it for really any application.
Be a pretty sweet system. And then what transmission did you say this thing used?
This is a AX15, which is similar to, well, it's actually what was in a 4-liter Jeep. So if you had a Jeep XJ or the CJs from the mid-90s, it was also showed up in some Chevy S10 Blazers. So it's a really nice 5-speed, all aluminum case, synchronized, just another piece of machinery that you can beat the heck out of and it won't fail. So that combined with the 5.3 and the Atlas transfer case, you've got something that's just totally bulletproof.
Yeah, it's a real easy drive around town too. This is just a pretty ideal setup for a for a casual truck owner. It's really nice and it's beautiful and drives really smooth, but then it also has tons of power when you really want to dig into it, and it's got that amazing suspension capability we saw earlier. It's just a great truck. Any questions out there in Facebook land for the king of legacy classic trucks while we got him here? He will do any Chevy truck from 55 to 59, is that right?
Yeah.
So with the 55, 56, 57, pretty similar.
Just a different grill right here.
Yeah.
And then 58, 59 is the Apache, where you get the dual headlights. All of the running gear would be the same.
Do you guys have a price tag of this machine yet?
Yeah, they start at 120, and you can option them up to about 150.
You don't need to spend more than 120 on this truck. This motor, this setup is perfect. This is just a great. Can we take a look under the hood?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, there it goes.
Andrew, this is a 327 Chevy, all aluminum engine. There it is. Running about 350 horsepower.
Yep. Runs on 85 octane fuel. 87, I guess you call it here.
Yeah.
5-year, 60,000 mile warranty. All of your service items are out where they're easy to see. So charging posts for long-term storage, ECU, want to add some coolant, add some oil, all your fuses, everything's weather packed but easy to get to. So if you're out someplace really remote and you need to service this vehicle, I mean, hell, we've labeled everything on here. So electronic throttle control, mass airflow sensor, you can see what everything is. And because it's all modern GM, a modern GM scan tool will tell you exactly what's going on if you had a mechanical issue. So it's super easy to service.
Yeah, you take this to any skilled mechanic and they're going to be able to fix it right up.
Every Napa or whatever your favorite auto parts store is will have every part for this sitting on their shelf.
Yep. There's that. Did you say that Borla does the headers, or do you have a header back? Is it header back?
Those are stock manifolds. Those are
Okay.
LS3 manifolds on a 5.3. We use those because they're more reliable. And then from there back, it's 2 3/4 inch stainless steel back to the Borla, where there's the crossovers and the dual exhaust in the back.
Chris, you're right. Yeah, it is just going to start up every day. You know, you get this modern engine with modern fuel delivery, and you're not going to have that those cold weather problems that you get with older trucks. You're not going to get the altitude problems that you get with carburation. And the idea of this truck is really to give the owner a really good vintage feel, and you get that vintage driving experience, but you don't have to deal with a lot of those problems. You don't have. It's got nice tight steering, and it's got easy to service everywhere, and reasonably comfortable ride on the road thanks to those nice King shocks, and you just get a really cool vintage driving experience, but you don't have to deal with all the kind of problems of owning a vintage car.
Everything's so overbuilt too that you can just beat the snot out of this thing and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
Which is great. It's not like a modern car where there's plastic bumpers that are going to fall off and things like that. It just goes and goes and goes.
Yep. And it looks great too. It's just, and every truck is built to order. If you order from Legacy Classic Trucks, you get full control over over everything.
That's exactly right.
Would you mind starting it up and revving it up a little bit?
Oh, sure.
Some of our watchers who got in a little late.
You have to go around behind though.
Okay.
That's where all the good noises are.
Alrighty. There's that Corvette C7 exhaust.
So, tell me if it is closed.
Oh wait, hold on. Do that again. Yeah, they're closed right now.
And now?
Still closed.
Okay.
Oh wait, one of them's closed. One of them. Well, they're both closed now, but before. Oh. Hear that difference in that tone. Those flaps in the exhaust were opening and closing, so when you wanted it quiet, you just close those flaps, and when you want it loud, you pop them open, and you're American graffitiing it up all over the place. Alrighty. Any last minute questions? I really wish you guys could smell this thing. This leather is so nice.
I do like the leaves on this.
Yeah. Oh.
It feels right. Yeah. These look good. Yeah. It's a really fun truck. Simplicity is so undersold. Yeah. Right. I mean, the simpler something is, the more beautiful it becomes. Make it twice as big as it needs to be. Simple. Yeah, exactly. And Tom understands this. Do you get many requests for front coilovers just because it's trendy and people like the look? I do. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't.
Alrighty. One quick, Andrew, yes it is an Atlas transfer case. Alrighty. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Watch this space for a little bit more on the Legacy Classic Trucks NAPCO Chevrolet 4x4. A little bit later today, we'll have a story going up about the truck on trucktrend.com. And until then, goodbye from Ojai.